Welcome to 302 Sports Weekly, live from the Hooters here in Newark, 136 the Astro Shopping Center. I'm Benny Pinella, alongside my partner Pat Gary. Pat, what's going on, bud?
Nothing much, Benny. Excited. Going to talk a little bit of hoops, Diamond State Classic, of course, and Wilmington University men's basketball team here. It's going to be a great show.
It's going to be a fun show, but first we want to thank Gary and Nick from Hooters for allowing us to have this show here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Come on out, take in some games. They have a great place to take in some games. Also, their wings, delicious, award-winning.
100%, no doubt about it. Also, hey, if you guys got any highlights, scores, stats, or any other information you'd like to see on the show, just contact us at 302sports@gmail.com. Again, last week we had a top 5, and top 2 plays both came from submissions, so make sure you get involved. We want everybody to get involved. Go to the website, 302sports.com. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, at 302sports on Twitter. We usually have a poll question, weekly poll question. Get involved with that. And now we're on Snapchat for all you youngsters out there, sports_302. And make sure, like Benny said, come down right here to Hooters of Newark and 136 the Astro Shopping Center every Wednesday. We're here live.
And of course, we have the Diamond State Classic joining us today. Director John Gretchen. John, thanks for stopping by. And co-chairman Kelly Callahan. Guys, thank you for coming by. Applauses for you guys. Thank you very much for stopping by. I guess we're going to start with this. What exactly is the Diamond State Classic? Kind of give us some background on that, John.
The Diamond State Classic was founded in 1991 by IBO Board 11, the basketball officials you love to yell at, but it was founded as a charity, and we were approached by 4 teams a year after the Slam Dunk came to be and said, can you guys do something for us like that? So we gave it a shot, and 27 years later, we're still giving it a shot. So it progressed nicely. I've been involved for 27 years as some part of running it. And Kelly, how long have you been involved? Yeah. So we have a good relationship with the teams in Delaware. And I'm fortunate enough to be networked nationally to bring in some of these teams to Delaware that you wouldn't imagine would want to come here in the middle of winter, but I've been pretty lucky with that. So.
Yeah, and you see the games, as you can see on the screen, December 27th through the 30th. It's hosted by my high school, St. Elizabeth High School. It's been there for, how long has it been at St. E's? It was always been at St. E's?
No, we were like a traveling circus in the first few years. But the last 10 years, St. Elizabeth has opened the doors to us, gave us the keys and said, lock up when you leave. So I would like to thank President Joe Capilli and Father Carroll for allowing us to have the run of the place for actually 5 days, because we have a day set up, and they've been great to us, never said a word, and every year the last thing they say to us, you coming back? So it's a great facility.
Now, Kelly, John was talking about some of the teams that come, and I guess that's a segue into my next question is, what are some matchups that we have to look forward to in the Diamond State Classic?
Well, the St. Francis Healthcare Cup is what we kind of basically consider our national bracket. So the 8 teams in that are really outstanding. So Delaware, but you'll see the famous Modern Day High School out of California, St. Anthony's out of California, and a lot of other teams as well throughout the country that are always competing to come to the Diamond State Classic. So we're thrilled to have them. We also have
Pickerington Central
out of Ohio, which is one of the teams to look out for this year as well.
John, Kelly talked about cups. There's a couple different cups that are different brackets of tournaments that's come to be. That's one of the big things with the Diamond State Classic. Can you just talk about the different cups and you know what they are and how the sponsors came to be with that?
Yeah, we have 4 cups, and they're competitively ranked. We're not going to take a team and say, do you want to play, and we know it's going to be blowout. So hopefully we paired the right teams in the right brackets or cups. And each cup has a name by their sponsorship. St. Francis Healthcare, which is our premier sponsor, has the National Cup. First Aid Orthopedics, and a shout out to Dr. Mike Axe, who's our founding sponsor, who's been with us for 26 years and pledges he'll be there to the end. So he's probably going to outlive me. The state of Delaware, we've been lucky to get a grant in aid each year of $16,000 to help support this thing. And Newcastle Insurance, Dennis Salter, my old buddy, who came through helping us get St. Francis and other sponsors, along with sponsoring Newcastle Insurance. So we try to make our sponsors well known with those cups, and we try to make the competition in those cups viable for all the teams that are there.
Kelly, I'm being prompted by my producer to talk about this team, St. Anthony. Apparently they have a really tall center. Can you tell us some more about that?
Well, John has a little bit more experience with St. Anthony, so I'm kind of going to defer to him. But I believe she's 6'5".
Wow.
So
yes, and
come in.
she's committed to Arizona, I think.
Okay.
I know their coach very well. He's been out here 3 times, and him and I have established a personal relationship. But he tells me she is the real deal. But he's worrying about the rest of the team. So when you got 6'5", and hopefully he can gather these girls together and make a great showing at the tournament. But he's my California connection. As you notice throughout the years, I've had a lot of California teams, and he's responsible for it. So I'll give him a shout out for that. But I can't wait to see this girl, and I can't remember the name of the girl from Modern Day, but she's supposed to be outstanding.
A lot of talent.
And the great thing about St. Anthony's is they open up against Sanford, so you can see them against Delaware competition the very first night. So that should be an entertaining game.
Sounds really entertaining. The ticket price is $10 for adults, $5 for high school students, and $14 under is free. That's my understanding. And
right.
Tickets at the door as well.
They will be at the door, and that ticket is good for all day. You can come in 9 o'clock in the morning, leave 9 o'clock at night, and you'll see some terrific basketball.
A day full of basketball. All right, so we talked about these cups.
Mm-hmm.
So we know about Dr. X. How did some of the other sponsors get involved?
Well, like I told you before, I was Dennis Salters of Newcastle Insurance. I was his 8th grade or 6th grade basketball coach, and we've had a great relationship since then. And I can walk in there and say, Dennis, I need some help, and I get it. Dr. Axe from First Aid Orthopedics was treating my knee back when I was a referee, and I mentioned the tournament to him. He said, yeah, we'll get involved. I mean, just, like, yeah, okay.
A little examining your knee.
Yeah. And, 26 years later, he's still with us, so I can't criticize. He's great. His whole outfit is great. The docs, very cooperative, and I'm very thankful for that. And St. Francis, being our primary sponsor, they give us $10,000 a year. And let's go back to Dennis Salter, who's on the board of directors, who convinced them they need to support us. So it's all interacting there,
And then when you look at the state of Delaware, I think they also recognize through the grant aid what we've done for the community. The Diamond State Classic has given back over $1 million to the community in its 27 years. So when you see that and you see that staggering number, I think they see that our money isn't being used to pay any of our people. Everybody volunteers. That money's going directly to the community, so they see the real impact of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a fantastic I also hear there's an NFL player that's jumped on board. Can you talk about that?
Sure. Isaiah Battle of the Seattle Seahawks, who is the future son-in-law, I'll say, of one of our committee members, Pam Cockman. She talked him into sponsoring the pizza party, and he came across with $500, and I threw the challenge out to Pam. Why doesn't he challenge his teammates? So let's see what happens there. Hold your breath, and she kind of looked at me like, wow, what an idea. So.
But it's great to have him on board. It's another example of how professional athletes giving back to the community. Don't always get the recognition for that. So we're really thrilled to have Isaiah on board.
It's great stuff there. I see the Diamond State Classic is involved with the B Plus Foundation. Talk about your involvement with that.
Well, first off, Joe McDonough is a god for what he does with these kids with cancer. I've been involved with him for 10 years, our tournament, and I'll take a bullet for him. He is just such a great guy, Now, I'm going to hear this when I leave because he's watching, so I got to say good stuff. But, no, what he does with these kids is great. We have donated what we can to him. He's our major benefactor, along with the Special Olympics and K's Camp. But because of him, the Diamond State Classic is known nationwide because of our Heroes program, where we pair the National Cup with a kid who has pediatric cancer. And he speaks at the tournament along with Dan Gruner to the Special Olympics. We term ourselves as more than basketball. We give life-changing experiences to these girls. We throw it out there, and hopefully they take it, and in a lot of situations they have. We've had teams from the West Coast fly their hero out in February to their senior night. We contacted the teams this year, the 8 teams, and I was told that all 8 have already contacted their hero to tell them we're coming and you're going to be part of our team.
Yeah, that's one of the best parts about our opening ceremonies is that we introduce the heroes along with the teams. It's a really great moment to see them. And as John said, they always tell us there's more to life than basketball. And for some of us who are big basketball people, that's kind of hard to figure. But we say we're changing lives through basketball. And not just the lives of the people in the charities that we support, but the lives of our student athletes. And you really see the impact on them. It's one of the really cool things about our tournament.
Our motto for the Diamond State Classic is shooting for brighter futures. It's right under our logo. And we live by that creed. We're going to make life better for people, along with watching some good basketball.
I got to tell you, Benny, I've been to a few of these over the past couple of years, and that's exactly it. Not only do you get to watch great basketball, but there's a deeper message there, and it's a really great thing. Sometimes, in between the games when they bring the heroes out, that's more of a greater moment than the game itself. Hearing these stories and watching these people continue to fight through. So it's a great time, and it's a great thing to go. So make sure you guys go see this thing. Go check it out. December 27th through the 30th at the St. E Center.
Yeah, I just have one more question. Apparently, it's a food drive with this as well. Can you kind of talk about that?
Yes, please. We started this last year to mandate that every player, every coach, bring a canned good or non-perishable to their first game, and we suggest they can bring it every game, which would be fine. And last year, we collected 20 boxes of food for the St. Vincent de Paul Society, and we were also able to award them with a $500 check to help them feed these people that are in need. So it's just another little charity we do.
Absolutely. We certainly encourage any fans that come to bring a non-perishable item as well and be an interactive part of the Diamond State Classic.
The Diamond State Classic. Kelly, give you last word here. schedule and info, where can people go to find out more?
Sure, you can go to www.diamondstateclassic.org. That's our website. We're also on Facebook and on Twitter as well, on social media. We're proud to be partnering with 302 Sports and thrilled to have you on board this year, so really grateful for that. And so you can get information from you as well and from your site, but direct links to us on social media or our website.
And I'll say this, John Kelly, I think it's us that are privileged to be working with you. Diamond State Classic, they do some fantastic things. John Kelly, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Benny.
$10 for adults, $5 for kids, $1400 Diamond State Classic from the 27th to the 30th. This is 302 Sports. We're quick break. When we come back, we're talking about high school basketball. Oh boy. It's coming up next.
Thank you.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz & Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. For your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com.
Welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. Benny Pinella, Pat Garianis. Thank you again to John and Kelly for stopping by from Diamond State Classic. That was a lot of fun, enlightening to talk to them.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And Ben, like I said, great event to go out. You're going to see great basketball, national basketball.
Yeah.
You're also going to get those stories. You're going to meet a lot of new people. You're going to, see some great charities, and it's really a great time. So make sure you go out there and check it out.
Talking about stories, John has a ton of them.
He does.
Great guy to talk to. Joining us on set now, Mike Lang, Jason Winchell, to talk about girls basketball. Looking at the top 10 right now: Caravel, Sanford, Conrad, Ursuline, St. Elizabeth's, Hodgson, Caesar Rodney, Howard, Archmere, and Tatnall. No one dropping out of the rankings from last week, but some interesting scores. So I'll talk about them real quick. St. Elizabeth's beating Caesar Rodney. In that game, awarded 14 points. Great game for her, including 11 from 15 from the foul line.
Ben, wasn't 14.
Or 41. I read that backwards. 11 of 15 from the foul line. Ursuline beat Archmere. Connolly there at 19 points. Conrad over Newark Charter. And a couple of good scores there for us. Julia Kalasia had 15 points. And Elisa Fayville had 13 points. Some big games from this week. Mike, can you kind of talk about some of the movements?
Some of the
results, I should say.
Well, I like that we were here last week when St. E's played Caesar Rodney. I think what the Vikings are doing, St. E's is doing, this warms Pat's heart. I think it surprised a lot of people. I think they're more balanced than they have been in the past few years. They lost 9 seniors from last year's team, or 8 seniors and a freshman who left. What Dan Cooney's been able to do with St. Elizabeth's has been great. They're scoring a lot of points. They've got a lot of talent on that floor. And Bernayo Ward-Mayo has really added another dimension to the Vikings. It's a deep threat that can drive, and they're better. I think it's surprising some people at St. E's as well as the rest of us. So I like what St. E's is doing.
Which team inside the top 10 has impressed you the most in the early part of the season, Joe?
I'd say Hotson. Hotson was started the year ranked 10th, right at the bottom, and now they're up in the 6th spot. They climbed. They're 3-0. They beat Howard last week, which is an impressive win, because Howard was ranked just outside the top 5 itself. They're really good, and they're probably going to be the cream of the crop in the Flight A this year. It would be interesting to see that play St. Elizabeth's tomorrow. I think that should be a really good game, a good test to see where those two teams are.
Going off Pat's question, Mike, outside of the top 10, what are some teams that have impressed you?
Well, I'm going back. Every week I go to Sussex Central. I think they've been impressive. Up here, I'm going to go St. Mars. They are 5-1. They're not playing. They have not played the best teams yet, but I've seen them 3 times. It's just the attitude changes from last year. I know they still have to play St. E's. They have to play Ursuline. They've got some tough games ahead. But it's such a great story over there at St. Mark's. The girls are happy, and they're playing, and they're responding to the new coach, Jim Friel. It's just a nice story right up the street here at St. Mark's. And it's been good to see so far. They needed it after last year. They really went through a tough season.
You look at a couple key matchups this week. There's 2 matchups between 4 top 10 teams. Number 5 St. E's travel to number 6 Hotson. That's tomorrow at 5:15. And that should be a good challenge for both teams to continue their hot streaks. And then number 1 Caravel will travel to number 7 CR. That's tomorrow at 5:30. Jay, those are the 2 big games there. What are you looking to see from those teams?
Yeah, I think Caravel, they started the year 0-2, playing tough out-of-state teams. They pick up a win against Apple on Saturday night, and this is their first real in-state test with Caesar Rodney. Traveling to Camden, Delaware, not an easy travel for a team. Nope. It is a tough environment to play in. So it'll be interesting to see if Caravel can pick up the key road win down there and remain number 1. Their schedule gets tougher. I think they're going to a couple big tournaments over Christmas and New Year. So it'll be interesting to see what they do down there at Silverado.
A lot of interesting stuff going down in the world of girls basketball. I'm seeing right here on the Diamond State Roundtable, 17 players are committed to D1 schools. Mike, can you go into a little more in depth on that?
I guess so. I didn't count them up, but I think Jason did the counting on that. But you guys mentioned Samaj Smith from St. Anthony, 6'5", going to Arizona, ranked the top 10, I believe, by USA Today as far as the top players. Just some modern day. 4 players assigned with Division I schools, and Pickerington has 5 players committed to college basketball, to Division I schools. St. Rose has a lot of. They're very balanced. St. Rose, they don't have a breakout star. And then some other really good teams. The Red Bank Catholic out in New Jersey, and just Central Dolphins, always tough out in the Harrisburg area. A lot of good teams coming in, but like John and Kelly mentioned, I want to see modern day and Pickerington. If they meet, it's in the final, I believe. So that would be one of our Delaware teams would have to lose. But to me, that would be the matchup of the tournament.
You look at some of the schools that are included on this list here, Benny. Arizona, Penn State, Auburn, Princeton, Xavier, among others. Jay, what are you looking to see from the Delaware teams in this tournament? Obviously, there's the nationally ranked teams that are all over the place. What would you like to see from in-state teams?
And we just said Princeton was one of the schools. Maggie Conley from Ursuline is going there, so that tells you that Delaware's got some talent too. Ursuline and Sanford, they're in that tough draw, the main draw. There's a lot of good teams in there. But I wouldn't count out Sanford or Ursuline. They're both used to playing in the Ursuline won it last year. Beat everyone in the tournament last year, so it's a different team this year. Obviously, they lost some key players. but they're used to playing there, and I don't think the environment's going to get to them. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to the Conrad Howard matchup in the Thursday night. That's going to be a really good game. Two of the better Delaware teams playing head-to-head. So that's going to be the game I'm looking for Thursday night.
24 games, 4 days. 15 of those games will be on 302 Sports for the Diamond State Classic. Again, a great event.
We mentioned, I got a shout out from the boss here, Caroline Davis from Caravel is also on that Princeton team. So,
oh wow!
So they'll have 2 Delaware players next year with Maggie joining them. So
Princeton dipping into Delaware to find some talent.
Obviously, some smart kids as well as very talented basketball players.
Both lefties, if I'm not mistaken, too.
I believe so. Caroline is a forward. She's like 6'1" or so. But
cool stuff. Princeton loading up in Delaware. I see. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it's time to talk about the guys up next on 302 Sports Weekly.
Hey, Nick, did you get my text?
Welcome to Hooters. Have a seat wherever you like.
Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com.
Welcome to Hooters. Have a seat wherever you like.
Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley, cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions. Dover Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. It's time to talk about boys basketball and recap our Spotlight Game of the Week. We're doing that right now.
Here it is. We're going to head right to the tape here. Not quite yet, but yeah, no, rematch between, the 2016 state championship game between Smyrna and Caravel. It was a great game. It was a great game, especially early. Jay, you were down there. What was it like down there?
It was an incredible first half. Both teams came out. You could tell it was Caravel's second game of the year. I think if that game's later in the season, it's a little bit more competitive.
All right, and we're going to check right into the video highlights. Here we go. Boom. Again, rematch of the state championship game, and early it was defense here. As you can see, Caravel coming up, strapping up the Eagles' defense despite the good ball movement. Later on, Okoye Parker to the line after he gets fouled by Matthews as he goes to the basket. Parker would finish with the bank shot. Yeah, the bank is open, Benny. Puts in those two right there for Caravel to open up the scoring. He would end with 18 points. Later in the period, that's Greg Bloodsworth, and that's Butter from the top of the key for three. 17-16 your score. And here we go. As you can see, Trey Alderman getting into the lane. Parker from about 37 feet away, in and out was no good. And then that was the end of the first quarter. 17-16, Caravel had the early lead in this one. Later on, you see Dwayne Earl with the quick hands here, pilfers the ball away from Caleb Matthews, picked up by Sempacon, and he finishes at the rim. Caravel cutting the lead within two right before the half. The halftime heave was no good. And then that was the halftime score. Now we're late here. You can see this is Bloodsworth into the lane, kicks it out. This is Jakir Hampton, nothing but net from the three-point line. As you can see, Smyrna opening up the lead up to 6. Now you're going to see Nakir Beasley Johnson with the big boy move. Gets down into the lane, finishes the and one layup. He's a big guy down there, Benny, number 25 in white. You can see right here, he's got a smooth stroke from the free throw line too, as he finishes that and one play. Here's Caleb Matthews later on with a nice tap bucket right there. Finishes and the foul, hoop and the harm. Caleb Matthews, he had himself a pretty good game as well. Finished with 26 points in this one. As you can see him here, 67-56 the score. About a minute and a half left as he's going to finish off this three-point play. Final in this one was 74-63. Smyrna winning the state championship rematch and earning the victory. Again, a couple stats. Dwayne Earl had himself a good game for Caravel. Finishes with 23 points. McCoy Parker, who of course was on the show last week, finished with 18. For Smyrna, Caleb Matthews led the way, 26 points. Greg Bloodsworth added in 16.
Impressive game there for Smyrna. That's why they're the #1 team when it comes to our 302 Sports rankings here. Caravel, with the loss, are still #2. You have Cape Henlopen, St. George's Tech, Sanford, despite having one loss, they still remain pat at 5. Sally's at 6. Woodbridge, Sussex Tech, William Penn, and Caesar Rodney both jumping in at the end. Out is Howard, and out is Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant, as we run through some of the results from this past week, losing to William Penn. St. George's Tech beats St. Thomas More. Smyrna beats Sussex Central, and while that goes on, Dover also beats Howard. Some shakeups there. Also, with that Smyrna game, we want to congratulate Caleb Matthews, scoring 36 points. That included his 1,000th career point, so we want to congratulate him for that 7 3-pointers in that one.
Yeah.
He was incredible.
And that 1,000 point happened on a 3-pointer in the corner, corner pocket. Caleb, he's a tremendous shooter, and 1,000 points is no joke. So congratulations to him.
So really quickly, let's talk about some of the key upcoming matchups. We have Caravel and St. George's Tech tomorrow, Glasgow and Mount Pleasant, Sally's and Friends. That one's going to be at Chester. The other game at Chester is going to be Archbishop Bryan versus Smyrna. Interesting.
That's going to be a good matchup.
Playing an out-of-state team in Chester, and of course, Chester, PA will also host Sanford on Friday night as well. Mike, talk about those upcoming matchups. What are some that intrigues you?
I like the Archbishop Bryan and Smyrna. I think that's the best of those four. St. Thomas More opens up against Mastery Charter North. So there's 4 Delaware teams and 4 Pennsylvania teams at Chester High on Friday. But I like the Smyrna and Ryan matchup. That most of the time I'd say it would be Chester Sanford, but I think Chester's down a little bit this year. So I'm going with the Smyrna and Archbishop Bryan. We've seen Smyrna. We know what they can do. They're going to sit outside and fire it up, and they've got some beef inside with Beasley Johnson.
Yep.
Bryan is 14th in Pennsylvania, according to USA Today. They're 3-1, and they're winning by big margins. So it's going to be a stiff test for Smyrna. I'd like to see what they can do moving outside the state, playing in that play-by-play. The Rondé Jefferson Classic up at Chester High, 6 o'clock Friday night.
Rondé Hollis Jefferson. It's phenomenal there. Chester High School, really big gym. So if you get a chance to go up there, there's going to be plenty of room. Go check it out. Jay, other than those games, got to talk about St. George's for a second and what Nashawn Highland has been able to do, carrying the Eagles to this, or the Hawks to this great start. Can you talk about what they've been able to do and if they're able to sustain it with Nashawn Highland having such the big impact that he's had?
Well, unfortunately for them, yesterday William Penn and Stephen Christensen got them on their home floor and held Bones in check. I think he had 17 or 19 points in that one. So
hard to believe that's in check, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because he had been averaging 33 points
that's incredible.
Per game.
That's incredible.
I was at the St. Thomas More game on Saturday. St. Thomas More has a 6-point lead and looks like they're going to go into halftime with a comfortable lead. Bones hits one, I think, from Wilmington, Delaware, even though the game was at St. George's. Buries a 3. Then he does it again at the end of the third quarter, and instead of St. George's trailing, now they go up 1 heading into the fourth quarter, and they pulled away in the fourth quarter. But you know what he also does? He penetrates, and he kicks it to outside for a 3-point shot, or he finds the big man McCants down low. So he does it all. He carries that team, and if you want to stop St. George's, you got to find a way to stop him, and that's not easy.
No, you can understand why Coach Phil Martelli of St. Joe's was in the gym at St. E's taking in his 39-point performance last week.
We've said it so many times here, there is so much talent in the state of Delaware, and we're getting even more of that next week because it's slam dunk to the beach, Mike. Who are some players to look forward to?
Well, there's I have to look down. There's so many of them. You have.
That's true.
I got a ton of them. The one from Westtown that really look forward to is Cameron Reddish. He's committed to Duke. He's the number 3 ranked player in the country according to ESPN. And Westtown also has Jake Forrester, who's committed to Indiana. Mm-hmm. So right there, right up the street in Westchester, Westtown used to be an independent conference, believe it or not. They are no joke. They are going to be one of the teams to watch up there. I mean, there's guys going to Syracuse, UMass. How about Emmanuel Quickly from John Carroll in Maryland? Number 12 on the ESPN Top 100. He's going to Kentucky next year. This tournament, if you've never been to Slam Dunk, you got to get down there at Cape Henlopen. It's such a big-time atmosphere, and you get to see just the top-ranked players in the country. You go down there and you see college coaches lining the walls watching this tournament. It's so much fun. I just gave you 3 or 4 names. Bryce Golden going to Pittsburgh. Amir Harris, Rhode Island. They're both from St. James School in Maryland. Narzion Reed, number 18 on the top 100 list.
LSU.
Out of Roselle Catholic, powerhouse out of New Jersey. He's going to LSU. So almost every team down there has players worth watching, including the Delaware teams who are going to be there. So it's going to be a fun 4 days. I'll be at the Diamond State enjoying myself. Yeah. But if you're downstate and you like the boys basketball, worth the price of admission to go see the Slam.
Oh yeah,
you really can't go wrong, Benny. You can either go watch the top girls in the nation, top girls in the state at Diamond State, or go watch the top boys in the nation, top boys in the state down at the Slam Dunk, or you can do both, which we highly recommend.
Absolutely, do both.
So I mean, Jay, what do you think as far as the almost said Diamond State, the Slam Dunk is concerned? What do you think's going to go down? What do you look forward to with the in-state teams down there?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward for the Howard Cape Henlopen showdown.
Yeah.
And Howard just coming off 2 losses last week. They dropped from 3 to out of the rankings. They were not good against Dover. They struggled to turn the ball over. And Lamar Woody had an off night for him. I think they go back and they see that Cape Henlopen's up there high in the rankings, and they want to go on their home floor and put on a show with all the college coaches in attendance watching. So I think that's the in-state game I'm looking forward to. And then, of course, Smyrna, being Smyrna and Caravel, 2 teams in it. They're not playing each other, but it's be interesting to see those 2 teams, what they do against out-of-state competition.
Pat, let's keep this basketball talk going. I like it.
I'm with you on this.
Coming up next, we have our second guest of the evening. Wilmington University men's basketball team swinging through, stopping by the set. They're coming up next on 302 Sports Weekly.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lowest, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
Mr. Italian began his career in home finance in 2002 as a mortgage consultant. Since 2002, Brian has helped over 1,000 homebuyers achieve their dreams of owning a home. Brian's knowledge of current market conditions and his detailed evaluation of buyers' finances ensures that each buyer will receive the best mortgage to fit their needs. Brian is often commended on how efficient and effortless he makes the mortgage process for everyone from first-time homebuyers to investors to experienced buyers. For the loan that fits you, contact Brian today. Mr. Italian. Unique Image opened for business in Wilmington, Delaware in 1979 with one focus, wowing our customers with great products and even greater customer service. 30 years later, we are still doing exactly that. Whether you're looking for marketing tools to promote your business, gifts for your employees or clients, or planning a special event, we're here with the voice of experience to help you every step of the way for your complete satisfaction. Visit our new showroom in the Mill Creek Shopping Center, 4577 Kirkwood Highway. Unique Image, you envision, we create.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
The Hadley Group is your local real estate resource. Brian Hadley joined Patterson Schwartz and Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by Emma Burnett and Grant Jepp in 2014. That's when the Hadley Group was formed. Patterson Schwartz Associates offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale, think the Hadley Group. Visit our website at thehadleygroupre.com. Tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com.
Welcome to Hooters. Have a seat wherever you like.
Hooters of Newark is located at 136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware. Come in day or night to watch your favorite teams and sports on our many TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly. Our craveable food menu has all the appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos, seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous Hooters wings, which are the official wings of 302sports.com.
Hi, I'm Scott Kammerer from Solo Concepts. Solo Concepts is an award-winning restaurant group on the culinary coast with 10 locations. We're a chef-driven group. Come check us out. See you soon. Solo Concepts believes in the vision of our founder, Matt Haley. Cook beautiful, simple food, develop the people we work with, and make the world a better place. Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations from Lewis, Delaware to Fenwick Island. Come check us out.
As a military wife, I love helping our airmen and their families with financial tools to help provide financial stability.
I promise to make a positive difference in your financial life, from helping you to lower your payments to discovering ways to help you save for your children's future.
From the needs of college students and first-time auto buyers, I promise to identify and take ownership of your needs.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. Manny Pinell alongside Pat Garianis. We're keeping basketball going, Pat. We have the Wilmington University men's basketball team crammed in here on the set. Guys, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I guess we'll start with Coach Burke. Coming off of back-to-back losses against two teams that have it rolling. I mean, Jefferson, they've won 5 straight. Franklin Pierce, they've won 3 straight, including the game against you. Do you find that to be a bit of a silver lining coming away from those games?
It's funny you asked that because I told the guys after the losses, especially with Franklin Pierce, that we beat AIC in that same tournament, but I didn't think we played very well. But the game against Franklin Pierce, I thought we played more to our potential, even though we didn't win the game. And I feel the same way about the loss to Jefferson. So from a coaching perspective, I think that we're playing the way we want to play. We just didn't have more points than the other team last 3 games.
Of course, 3 players you brought alongside. Familiar if you guys are Delaware high school fans, high school basketball fans. Nick Richards, of course, from Hodson. Danny Walsh from William Penn. Vincent Kent from St. George's. Local heroes, guys. How do you think about that? No, but how important was it for you guys picking a school to stay local, so maybe your families or whatnot can come and watch the games? Did that all go into the decision?
Yeah, I think it was definitely a big decision because having friends and family being able to come and support your games, it means a lot, and it helps because you got that crowd behind you instead of just nobody there.
I want to agree with Danny. I'm a JUCO guy. I spent 2 years in Iowa, so it's kind of tough for my family to go out and see me and stuff. And I think coming home was a big decision for me, just so like Danny said, it gives you a boost of energy when you can just hear your family and friends, yelling your name in the crowd, and you see your friends and family in front rows and stuff like that. So it kind of makes you want to go out and play a lot better.
Most of us, it was just all about comfort. We're Delaware guys, so having friends and family that just come out and support, knowing high school, people you've never seen in years coming out to support. They played a big role in that decision to come here.
And it's funny because these three guys probably have the biggest support systems that I've ever seen. You know, Danny has about 8 people at every game. Nick has a few, but his grandfather's worth about 5, and then Vince has his mom and dad all the games. So it's it's really cool.
It's awesome.
That's awesome. Let's keep up the local flavor. Coach, we cover high school sports. We've seen a ton of great local talent, and you have as well. What do you see in the local talent, your experience? You've handled Tyre, Ponzo, Meek. What do you see with the local talent?
Well, I think that there's a certain toughness that guys from Delaware have, and a certain pride that they have in their area. So to be able to wear, you know, your city on your chest is pretty cool. And not many people get a chance to do that, you know, to play a high-level college basketball representing where they're from. So I think we get guys that really want to do that, and you know, they're doing well.
Nick, this one's for you. Obviously, we talked about Tyre last season. I believe he's school's all-time leading scorer. Has been a leader of this school for the past couple of years. You kind of have taken over his role this year as the leading scorer. Can you talk about what that's been like, that transition and your role change, and how you've adapted to it?
Like I said, I think JUCO helped me a lot because many people don't know this, but like when you're a sophomore, it's kind of like you're treated as a senior.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to grow up a lot faster than normal. So I think me going to JUCO helped me with my leadership, and just being here last year, I've seen a lot of things that Drew Johnson and Taj Allman and Tyre, they were able to bring to the table as far as leadership. So, you know, coming in, I knew that it was only going to be one other senior with me, Sean Church. And, I know I really had to step up. You know, I played a big role last year, so I just tried to carry it over. And, you know, these guys make it easier for me because a lot of them was there last year with redshirting. And, you know, we built that relationship where I feel like it's easy to talk to them. You know, they can talk to me and stuff like that. So I think everything is just a lot easier. And like I said, like just the experience from last year, it just helped me to this year.
Let's stay with the local flavor and kind of backtrack a little bit. Prior to the 2 losses you guys have had the last few games, back on the 9th, you kind of renewed a bit of a rivalry against Goldie Beacom, a crosstown rivalry. Talk about you know, prepping to play for that game and going into that. What was your mind?
Well, we know that, you know, no matter what both teams are doing, and both teams are doing really well. Yep. But you know, even if they weren't, that's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a game with a lot of energy, intensity. Both games last year were packed, and they were both really competitive. So that's what it's going to be between Wilmington and Goldie Beacom. Coach Deckmar is doing an awesome job there, and it's a game that everyone loves, the fans, the local community, the players. So we're looking forward to keeping that rivalry going.
And in the game, it was a 61-59 thing. It was a close game. 3 minutes left. Goldie took a 4-point lead. What's going through your mind at that point?
Well, I think it was actually like 7, I want to say, with about 5 left. But, yeah, I think that we were playing okay. We just kind of, guys signaling should have zagged and losing the ball a couple times. So I felt confident we would make a game of it. And then we had some big players make big plays. You know, Nick hit a shot with 7 seconds left to put us up. And same thing Tyre did there last year. So, you know, when you have really good players, it makes your job easier.
Yeah, ice in the veins for Nick Richards on that shot. 18 first half points as well in that one. Guys, as player perspective, you guys are trailing. It's the local game and whatnot. You guys kind of sputtered in the second half. When you get to that 3-minute mark or so, the 5-minute mark, like Coach said, what's going through your guys' head? What's being said during the timeouts to get you guys back on track?
We had a couple games earlier in the season where we were actually trailing. One game that really stood out was Millersville. We were down by 17 with about
in the second
half, and we fought all the way back. Ended up hitting a game-winning shot. So only being down by like 5 with 3 minutes left, that gives us a lot of confidence.
It's nothing, yeah.
I think a lot of that just comes from being comfortable. Like we all know that we got each other's back. So if Danny's lacking on defense or lacking on offense, whoever's lacking, you know, I think we have that relationship to where the next person knows that they have to step up. And as far as timeouts go, I feel like one important factor is just not to panic. You know, like Danny said, we've been in that situation before, you know, 2-3 times this season. And at the end of the day, you know, basketball is a game of runs. So if a team makes a run late, you know, you can't panic because there's been games where we've had our run, you know, and there's going to be games where, you know, things are going our way. So I think one important factor is just to have patience and just stick to our principles, like offensively and defensively.
The last most important thing is we all trust each other. So we all know what we have to do to get a win. We all know when the lock in. So I mean that's just part of our culture.
You talk about getting a win. That one was a part of 4 straight, Coach. Putting Wilmington, currently sitting at 7-5, 2-1 in conference play. A few games away from the halfway point, but assessing the team right now, what are some things that you guys just need to work on moving forward?
I think to work on, I think that when we're playing defense the way we want to play, we're really good. But we have certain lapses sometimes where you might miss assignments or just maybe fall asleep a little bit at the wrong time. So I think being more consistent defensively and just keep building that comfortability with each other. I think that we're balanced. We've had 7 guys so far this year scoring double figures. So even though Nick is leading the conference in scoring right now, we have a guy Jermaine Head who's top 10 in the conference. But Danny had 21 against Shippensburg, 14 yesterday against Philly U. Vince is playing great defense, and I think that we're balanced, and anybody could have a good night at any given time.
That's what it takes for good teams to win.
Exactly right. You got upcoming games against the U.S. Sciences. They're 7-4. They're playing pretty good basketball, fellas. What do you see with them on tape that you're going to have to keep in check to get yourself another win, and especially in conference?
I think a big thing is, like Coach said, following our principles. Sticking to our principles, help defense. Making the right pass. Talking is a big thing. But besides that, I think one thing is just being tough. They got some big guys, even their guards, and they're kind of long. So, I just think that staying true to our principles is going to help.
Guys, this one's going for you. Talking about the talent, young talent in the state of Delaware earlier, a lot of those kids, they're watching us right now on YouTube. They're watching you guys, and they look up to you. So talking to a young kid, this is your chance to talk directly to them. What advice do you have for them if they want to go and play basketball?
I say just put the work in every day, man. Don't ever let nobody tell you what you can't do. If you want to play basketball or become a president, whatever the case whatever you want to do, just go 110%. Don't be afraid to take risks. If you fail, you learn. Don't ever think of it as a loss. Just always think of it as a lesson. And like I said, just always put the work in because you never know what can come out as long as you stay true to what you believe in.
Oh yeah, I think work ethic is real key. There's one quote that I always go by is when success and opportunity meet, when preparation and opportunity meet, that's when you'll reach success. So if you're prepared, whenever that opportunity comes, you're more than likely to succeed.
Just staying focused. There's going to be a lot of distractions, a lot of things that are going to throw you off course. So stay focused. There's nothing you can't do.
Good advice.
Great advice, kids. Stay focused and determined, and I like that. President or basketball player? 110%. I like that.
Anything you want to be, man, just put the work in. Like I said, don't ever let nobody tell you what you can't be. Because like I said, we all going to hit adversity. So
yeah, we're all going to hit those roads. You just got to work your way around it. Wilmington University basketball team, men's team, getting ready to take on University Sciences. Guys, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
We'll have more wrestling's coming up next on 302 Sports Week. We're going to take a photo.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
At every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage, we are here for you, for all of life's big moments, and everything in between. After all, that's what families are for. We promise to make a positive difference in your financial life and go beyond the norm. Be a part of the Dover Federal family.
Local people, local decisions, Dover Federal Credit Union.
No matter where you are in life, at every stage.
Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens and bathrooms. Want a professional no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. Life's too short to hate your home. Remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway and Harmony Road in Newark, Delaware. Explore products and layouts with the area's top designers. Touch and feel products that inspire your dream space. Ferris Home Improvements' pride in the details make them the area's best in roofing, windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens and bathrooms. Want a professional no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway. Ferris Home Improvements. Quality workmanship from a neighbor you can trust. But you know where you could go for that? Is our Facebook page.
Yes, you go to our Facebook page, you can check out the individual rankings as we look at Division II right now, Milford, Laurel, DMA. Speaking of which, we're going to take a step aside and get back to what we do know, which is...
So we're going to single leg takedown. That was try to get a little wrestling humor there. Probably didn't work.
Quick break, we'll be back with more.
We're going to escape out. There you go. That's a point.
We'll be back with more on 302 Sports Weekly. Single leg takedown escape.
See, that was a training news. That was a training news.
Heel hooks for everyone.
Point. Slither out.
Point.
I could have said sprawl. I could have said we're going to sprawl our way reversal and get a break.
Reverse, reverse. Every time I hear the reverse, I think of reverse, reverse. Reverse, reverse. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Crisscross. Crisscross. Hey, one more commercial and we'll come back.
The shoulders. Wait for that shoulder blade to hit.
Oh. I just keep thinking about how great it's going to be when 302 Sports meets 302 Wrestling.
Hey, we go right into the local.
It's too short to hate your home. And remodel your home with the pros voted Delaware's #1 home improvement company. Ferris Home Improvements has something for every homeowner at their new showroom on the corner of Kirkwood Highway.
It looks like Dave Slam from 302 Wrestling's getting ready to put Ben into the proverbian backbreaker. But there's Pat! He hits him with a steel chair!
Ferris Home Improvements pride in the details make them the area's best.
Gene's territory?
Windows and doors, siding, decks, kitchens and bathrooms.
Yeah,
Want a professional no-pressure remodel? Go see the best at the Big Shamrock on Kirkwood Highway.
Yeah, that was absolute sandbaggery.
Quality workmanship.
I like Ed Hockley. It does
Ryan Hatley joined Patterson Sports and Associates in 2005. In 2013, Nicole Flora joined Brian, followed by
defense.
and Grant Jeff in 2014. That's when the Hatley Group was formed.
We got neutral zone infraction.
Offer you exceptional knowledge of local market conditions and a commitment to represent you honestly and professionally. So for your next purchase or sale,
Holding.
the Hatley Group. Visit our website at thehatleygroupre.com.
He never got them right. He never got them right.
Hooters
I think they're going to overturn this.
136 Astro Shopping Center, Newark, Delaware.
Call
Come in day or night to watch your
This is
favorite
incomplete
teams and
pass.
sports on our
Flip it
many
to okay.
TVs. It's a great, fun-filled environment that is kid-friendly.
My favorite is
Our
he would go like
grateful
this.
food
Super Bowl, he'd
menu
be
has
like,
all the
holding.
appetizers, burgers, salads, tacos,
Defense.
seafood, you name it, as well as our world-famous
Number
Hooters
65.
wings, which are the
65.
official wings of 302sports.com.
Never got it. Never had one of those.
Automatic.
He never had one of those moments
First down.
where like he goes holding defense and he names an offensive player. He's never had that, or he names the wrong. He always had it completely right. He always was like holding offense number 13.
Come check
You were
us
just like,
out.
okay,
See us
makes
soon.
sense. 13.
Solo Concepts believes in the vision
Defense
of our
number
founder, Matt
31.
Haley. 5-yard salesman, developing
Automatic.
to work with.
First down.
First down.
Solo Concepts on the culinary coast with 10 locations. From
I just
Lowe's,
like the
Delaware to
meme.
Fenwick
Puts
Island.
card between
Come check us
football.
out.
Still first down.
I love helping.
I hear the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep.
Discovering ways to help you save your children.
From the needs of college students and first-time
I want the Intercontinental Championship.
identify.
Do you take sugar? One lump or two?
As a military wife,
Welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. Pat, it's time for the grand finale.
Of course, it's my favorite time of the day, Benny. He said to go slow, so I had to slow it up there.
Slow motion.
We're going to start it off with Wilmu. We lead with Wilmu. We come back with Wilmu. Yeah, we're talking women's first here, Benny. Jefferson scored 32 points in the first quarter and accrued a lead. Too large to overcome as the Wilmington University women's basketball team fell short 84-75 in CACC South Division action at the Gallagher Center on Tuesday afternoon. 4 Wildcats starters finished in double figures, led by Emma Matthews, formerly of Padua, with a team-high 17 points. She added 9 rebounds and 6 assists as well. Jaden Whitsitt collected a season-high 10 rebounds for her first career double-double, as well as 16 points. And then Macy Robinson from St. Elizabeth added 16 points, while Nairi Grant chipped in with 14 points and 8 rebounds. So,
well, going from the Wilmington University women's team to the University of Delaware men's basketball team. UD men's basketball dominated the overtime period as the Blue Hens pulled away with a 68-59 victory over Delaware State. That was on Sunday night at Memorial Hall. The in-state rivals went to the extra session tied at 55, but Kevin Anderson, Darian Bryan each buried jumpers before Ryan Allen drilled a three-pointer to put the Hens, who are 5-6 in the season, up 7 Joe Lewis answered the free throw for Delaware State, but Eric Carter then scored inside twice to put the game away for the Hens.
There you go, the Hens getting that in-state win.
Yep.
You gotta love it. Let's move on to Wesley here, Benny. Delaware played Wesley earlier this year. Brian Cameron continues his stellar season. He collects the ECAC Men's Division III South Player of the Week. The sophomore guard from DMA was named to the Eastern Collegiate Athletic Conference Division III South Player of the Week for December 17th. It's the second weekly award this week for Cameron, who earned the CAC, which is the Capital Athletic Conference Player of the Week honors on Monday. Cameron averaged 19.7 points, 4.3 rebounds, 4 assists, and a little over 4 3-pointers per contest, while shooting 65% from beyond the arc in a 2-1 week for the Wolverines. Cameron's top performance came in a 105-94 win over Hood College in the opening game of the Kreger Invitational. He scored 28 points on 10-12 shooting, 8 of 9 from the 3-point range, Ben, while also adding 6 rebounds, 2 steals. He was named the Kreger Invitational All-Tournament team for his efforts. Cameron has scored in double figures in 8 of Wesley's 9 games this season and currently leads the CAC in scoring, just under 21 per game.
Well, moving on to Goldie Peakum, Corey Tate, the junior, was on the show before, went on a tear with 40 points as freshman Marcellus Livingston netted 30 for Goldie Peakum. They rallied from 18 down for a wild 113-111 victory over Adelphi at Jones Center in Wilmington, Delaware. Tate was getting it done with the inside-outside scoring, showing relentless play, investing his career high of 29 points by far. He set back that November 12th against Southern New Hampshire. He also went 14 of 18 from the line and canned 4 3-pointers in 35 minutes. Impressive game for Mr. Tate.
It was an exciting game to be a part of. I mean, up and down, Goldie looked fantastic. Of course, 113 points. That's nothing to sniff at here, Ben. They only played 40 minutes.
Yeah.
They looked to get back on track there and earn that win. It was a good time to be around. Women's team, they could not overcome a tough second quarter and was dealt a 70-43 loss to New York Tech at the Jones Center in Wilmington, Delaware. Goldie going to try and get back on track here upcoming year soon.
Let's talk about the Mighty Macs real quick. From the Immaculata, the men's basketball team 4-4 was looking to build off their non-conference win over Eastern last weekend when they traveled to Widener 4-5 on the season for another non-conference title tilt. They shot just 31.5% from the field and were out-rebounded 52-38 in a 76-66 defeat with junior Mike Pekarski. There we go. I can nail those hard names occasionally. From St. Elizabeth's, your alma mater, had a double-double with 12 points, 13 rebounds, along with 4 assists and 3 steals. Well played there, Mr. Pekarski.
Oh, stat stuffer right there. Stat sheet stuffer. Woo. Get that out of my mouth.
Stat sheet stuffer.
Some other news. Let's travel down to Pittsburgh, up to Pittsburgh right here. Brian O'Neill, formerly Salesianum, he's leaving. He announced on Friday morning in a news release through Pitt, the redshirt junior left tackle is joining teammate Quadri Henderson at VI DuPont, and the 6'6", 305-pound All-ACC selection might be the Panthers' biggest loss in more than just a literal sense. They're both declaring for the NFL draft this year. O'Neill, who isn't among the top 100 prospects listed by CBS Sports, but was Mel Kiper's 4th-ranked offensive tackle entering the season. He moved to left tackle this past season for a reconstructed line. Draft analyst Matt Miller tabbed O'Neill as his biggest faller in terms of draft stock on his November 20th rankings update, but still has him as the number 7 tackle. So that means he's going to probably be around a mid-round draft pick. I'll tell you what, the kid was the player of the year in basketball in the state of Delaware. He's a really athletic tackle. Best of luck to you, Brian, and we'll be seeing you on Sundays fairly soon.
If he has a solid combine with the first overall pick in the 2018 draft.
The Cleveland Browns select.
Hopefully not them. Hopefully not them. Let's say a prayer. Move on to West Virginia. All-American receiver David Sills has announced that he will return for his senior season. Sills, of course, from Redline, will come back for 2018. As a junior, a spot on the 4 of 5 All-American teams that comprise the consensus team. He is currently ranked 8th nationally in total touchdowns, 13th in scoring per game, 28th in yards. In Big 12 statistics, he is number 1. Total touchdowns, number 2 in overall scoring amongst all players, 7 in receptions and receiving yards per game, and number 12 in yards per reception. I can imagine when he's a senior and he goes on to the NFL, he's probably gonna have a pretty good career.
Yeah, you're not kidding. And remember, that's a Big 12 conference that includes a playoff team in Oklahoma. So that just shows you how impressive his year has been. Let's move down to Wagner University. Senior guard Joe Cooper, formerly of Tatnall and Concord, was named Northeast Conference Player of the Week. The league office announced on Monday afternoon. For Cooper, it marks his first ever Player of the Week citation, while he has now been recognized by the conference for the second time in his career, after earning Rookie of the Week accolades for the week of December 1st, 2014. He became just the 9th Division I player over the last 5 years to finish a game with this stat line: 19 points, 7 rebounds, 11 assists, 3 steals. Joining a list that includes current NBA players, can you name them off the top of your head?
No.
No. Well, they're a little shocking. Dennis Smith, you might have been able to guess.
Dennis Smith,
for the match. Chris Dunn, who played at Providence, now with the Bulls, and Elfrid Payton, former Philadelphia 76er draft pick, now Orlando Magic. Can you believe that?
Your knowledge is impressive, Pat.
Well, if I didn't read it off the sheet, I would have never known, man. That's why we have these notes here. Cooper, who is the Seahawks' second leading scorer on the year, 13.2 points per game, paces the NEC with 6.1 assists per game, a mark that is among the top 30 in all of Division I, Benny, while leading the way with 2.5 assist to turnover ratio and ranking second in the circuits in steal, swiping 2.4 per contest. In addition to Cooper being named Player of the Week, he's also named the College Sports Madness Mid-Major Conference Player of the Week for the NEC.
Well, from the NEC to the ECU, Charlotte led ECU to 19 second-half points and 33 points. 3% shooting, and the 49ers ended a 4-game losing skid, 69-50, with a win over the Pirates inside Williams Arena at Mingus Coliseum, I guess that's the way to say it. It was on Monday, snapping their 3-game winning streak. Isaac Fleming from Wilmington, he led the Pirates with 14 points on 6 of 12 shooting, 6 assists, 3 steals, playing 39 minutes. Fleming led the team in scoring for the 3rd consecutive game, 5th time this season.
V for Villanova, V for victory. Let's move on to Villanova.
Again, you get my
Let's
favorite
start with the women. Junior guard Adriana Hahn of Ursuline has been named the Big East Women's Basketball Player of the Week. She earns the honor for her play in 2 games last week. In wins over Fairfield and Temple, Hahn averaged 20 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and shot just under 58% from the field, just under 44% from three-point range. Her best effort of the week came at Fairfield. She scored a game-high 21 points, including 5-9 from the three-point line. After 9 games this season, Hahn leads the Wildcats in scoring 14 points per game, assists with 25, and 3-point field goals with 27.
Well, you get the women, I get the men, and I finally get to talk about my favorite basketball team in college. Career scoring night for junior guard Jalen Brunson, 31 points. Redshirt freshman forward Amari Spielman at 27 helped number 1 ranked Villanova roll past Temple 87-67 on Wednesday night before a sellout crowd of 10,206 people at the Leocore Center. Our very own Dante DiVincenzo from Salesianum contributed 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. Pat, our players of the week, we have Lydia Olivieri from Padua. Name check on that one. Yeah, senior, ran 4.5, ran a 4.55 mile, which is best time in the USA, and ran in a relay where Padua broke the state record. And they ran a 9:20:10 split. That was which is also the best time in the USA this year.
That's incredible. She has a United States record.
Yes, and she's in Delaware.
That's incredible. That's incredible. We have an interview with our very shortly. And then for the boys, we got Nashawn, they call him Bones Highland, the junior from St. George's Tech. Scored 108 points this week, more than everybody probably in this room's high school career. He did it in 1 week. In 3 wins this week. He scored 39 at St. East, 33 against Appo, and finished the week with 36 against St. Thomas More. His average was 36 a game, 22 at 28 from the three-point line in those 3 wins. He's averaging over 30 points a game for the season, man.
I'm going to cut us some credit. I did nail a half-court shot in gym class one time.
That doesn't count for 108 points, though.
Let's get some interviews with both these players of the week. You can hear from them right now on 302 Sports Weekly.
Okay, we're here at Paddle Academy with Lydia Olivier, the senior cross-country track star and the 302 Sports Female Athlete of the Week. Lydia, congratulations, and I understand you had a pretty successful trip to New York. You ran a sub 5-minute mile.
It was really exciting. I had one performance, I guess, sophomore year where I had literally just dipped under 5, maybe by like a 1/10 of a second. So this was like kind of my first true time under 5, and I don't know, it was just really exciting. It's giving me a lot of confidence for the rest of the season, just because it was my first time doing the mile this season. So I just am excited to grow from there.
So obviously you had a very successful cross-country season, and indoor track is off to a great start. I understand your relay team also set is a Delaware record up there?
Yeah, Delaware state record, and we also set the meet record there too. So.
And which event was that?
The 4x8.
4x8. And who were your 3 teammates on that team?
It was Judy McLaughlin, who's a freshman, Amber Owens, a senior, and Lizzie Bader. She was a junior.
So when you get up in a competition like that, where you're running against, I imagine people from all over, at least from the region, and you're kind of one of the favorites up there. What's that like for you to be in that kind of spotlight?
It's nice, just I guess because I don't know. It definitely differs because it's nice I guess in track because it gives me confidence going to the race that I'll know I'll have like competition around me and everything. Just because like with cross country, even though times are similar, every course is different, but track, it's like very fair.
How excited are you about the rest of the indoor season for the Pandas?
I'm really excited. We're looking really strong right now, and we're honestly just having a lot of fun. It's nice because now with cross country all over, and we're just really into track year now, we are all together now all the time at practice, which has been really fun, and it's been great to meet all the new girls that have just joined. Yeah, indoors always a fun time because it's a lot different than other states that have their state meets like early March or very late February when we have it the first week. So it's definitely like a very quick season for Delaware, but it's always fun. So yeah, I guess so January will be fun just getting meets in, but so we're looking strong. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Well, congratulations to Lydia Olivier, the 302 Sports Female Athlete of the Week, and continued success. Thank you for doing this for us.
Thank you.
We're here with Nashawn Holland, better known as Bones from St. George's High School, terrific player, class of 2019. So how do you feel about your performances over the last couple games?
My performances over the last couple games was outstanding. I had 30-plus point games. It was just a nice victory and just pulling out team wins. And it was felt good, like just playing with my teammates and being able to pull those wins out.
We noticed that your game has improved a lot over the past couple years, and you're showing a lot of leadership, and you're not only scoring a lot of points, but you're getting a lot of assists. How did you get to that point?
That's a big step for me because everybody knows I can score, but not a lot of people know that I can be a leader and that I can get my teammates involved. And once they start seeing that, they're noticing that I can be a very great player, and if I keep it up, then I can be I can be a star. But that just happened from me just working on and trusting in my teammates and trusting that my teammates can make the open shots. And I just believe in my teammates that we can go very far. And as long as I be a leader and take them, they only go as far as I go.
So we noticed that you're finding McCants a lot and look like he has stepped up his game. How have you helped him?
I helped him a lot by just tell him I'm pushing him in practice, just telling him keep it up, he's gonna be fine. When he's missing open shots or open layups, I'm you're cool, bro, you just get up and make the next one. So just being there for him and being there, just motivating him, pushing him, I seen very big improvement in his game, and you can see as his stats showing he has been getting on the scoreboard more.
Now we've covered a couple games, 302 Sports Tab. We were at St. E's. And we saw that Coach Phil Martelli from St. Joe's University was there. And we noticed that at the Apple game that Coach Fran Dunphy came through to evaluate you and watch your game. How do you feel about that?
I feel very great because just knowing that a college coach is coming to see me play, that just feels great. And then knowing that they're coming to watch me play, I'm only in 11th grade, so just watching them or knowing that they're coming to the games, makes me play even more harder for my teammates and for myself.
Okay, we got one final question. 302 Sports, you've been selected as Athlete of the Week. Anything you want to say to 302 Sports and how you feel?
Thank you 302 Sports. I appreciate this a lot, and this is a great achievement, and there will be many more.
Okay, thank you. All right, Bones, have a great game tomorrow.
Thank you.
Oh, welcome back to 302 Sports Weekly. Now it's time for a little bit of a wrap. But before we get to that, though, program announcement. This is on me. We have no show next week because we have the Slam Dunk to the Beach and we have the Diamond State Classic going on.
We do. And it's going to be great events.
Yep.
Again, make sure you go out and support these events, both of them. Great events to be at. Go watch some high-class basketball, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun week of basketball. Do want to thank John and Kelly coming on from Diamond State Classic. Awesome thing. Go out and check out that. Go out and check out Slam Dunk to the Beach. Special thanks to the Wilmington University men's basketball team as well for stopping by. But right now, Pat, it's time for my favorite part of the show, the top 5 plays of the week.
Top 5 plays. All right. Like, we had to come up with like a segment for that. Like you know what I mean? Like one of those things, a little segue. Here we go, Ben. You know what? I'm gonna take number 5.
You're gonna take number 5? All right.
So here we go. Number 5. We got Jameer Garnett to Greg Bloodsworth. This is a big block and a Euro step layup. As you can see here in this spotlight game of the week, it's a layup attempt by Trey Alderman, swatted by Jameer Garnett, pushes it up to Bloodsworth, and look at this. Euro step for the floater bucket. Nice play right there. Smyrna gets the victory.
Number 4, we have a nasty spin move.
The length of Okoye Parker there, Ben.
Great interview, great basketball player as well.
Here we go. Number 3, Caleb Matthews. He hits one from way downtown. You can see here number 10 in white coming across, getting his JJ Redick on. Give me that. Swap, bang. Give him all 3 of those on his way to a 26-point night.
I guess you could say he's ready.
A little bit, man.
Ready for the league.
Number 2, F.A. Kodo.
F.A. Kodo.
Look at this pin. This is the Appoquinimix center. So he makes the play on the defensive side of the ball, runs down the court. He's going to look. He's going to get set up in the post. There's a drive.
Great pass over.
Two-handed flush.
And thud.
Two-handed flush right there.
Threw the ball down with authority. And number 1, Harding to Cochran has a ring to it. Block and an outlet for a dunk. But wait until you see how high this kid gets up. So there's the block. Pass over. Oh my goodness!
I think his head hit the backboard, Ben. He fell.
I thought his head hit the backboard. That kid's probably as tall as me. Jumped all the way up for that dunk. An impressive showing there. Harding to Cochran. That is our number 1 play out of the top 5. Join us in a couple of weeks for 302 Sports Week. Take next week off for Slam Dunk and Diamond State Classic. Check those out on our YouTube channel. Follow us on all forms of social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. We're on everything. Check our website out. And, of course, stop by to Hooters of Newark. Great wings, great place to hang out and take in a game.
100%, no doubt about it, and a great place to take in the show as well.
Yes.
So get your Delaware fix right here on 302 Sports Weekly.
Talk to you again in 2 weeks. Peace out. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy Hanukkah. All of it.
Merry Christmas.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Merry Christmas.
Talk to you 2 weeks.